All right.
All right, so if you open the chat and scroll a little bit up, you will see I put a screenshot of what it's going to look like for you anytime you arrive late. I'll put the screenshot right now again. So it's on the forefront. And basically what that means, you know what? I'll do better. I'll be sharing my screen right now with you as I walk you through it. And then I will put a screenshot that will stay here forever. So this is my Skype screen, and it's you guys and the chat. And I just typed it in hola, and you all received it. This is the chat. Right here, I can click on it and it closes. Then I go and find it over here again. This is a ribbon. For you on the iPad, it might be on the top left corner or the top right. I know for a fact on the iPad, it's on the top instead of the bottom. So you can try that. All right. That's how you open and close the chat. The chat keeps our message history forever and ever. So you could see all the instructions I forwarded you from someone who I'm told how to do it last week. So I forward you her messages. Here is our call recording. By the way, from last lesson, I highly suggest that you will download our lesson recordings at the end of every week, because Skype only keeps them available for 30 days. We don't pay for storage. I don't charge you for storage. We don't want to pay for that. So go to the call recording. You see, if you hover, if you click play, it will play. And if you hover on the top corner, there are 3 little dots. That's like a drop-down menu. If I hover, it says more options. When I click on it, the menu appears, and you will save to downloads or save as some designated folder you want to build on your, desktop and title it Spanish lessons maybe. So you will download the replays and save them on your devices so that you have access to your own library of lessons. And every time you need to repeat something or you forgot, you've got that in your fingertips. You don't have to pay for, to learn the same thing again. You have it. I'm happy to do a repetition and refresher and go over things. But you can listen to this as you wash the dishes and walk your dog and etc. Next, you can see here my contact list. This is Callie. This is Keith. This is our group, Beginners Monday and Thursday.
Ah, okay.
You see that right now it's red. If I click on this button, it's going to end the call. I'm going to go away.
I see.
Every time you log in late, you're going to have that button green and it's going to say join the call. So during the call, that's it. You're going to be in at your own time. No worries.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Questions?
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So let's start. Has anyone wrote any sentences that you guys want to show off with?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Soy Tim, quiero comprar mi casa.
Okay, very good. Kelly and Keith, what did he say?
Can you repeat that? It was a little
Sure.
low for me.
Sure. Hang on, let me turn it up, make sure it's loud enough here. Okay. Soy Tim, quiero comprar mi casa.
Soy Tim.
One more time. Soy Tim, quiero comprar mi casa.
I'm Tim, and I want a house.
To buy.
To buy. Yeah. Compare. Yeah.
Very good. Kelly got the gist of it.
Yeah.
So say it again. What did you say?
Okay, want me to say it again? Read it one more time. Okay. Soy Tim, quiero comprar mi casa.
Want to go to the house. What is
He
soy
doesn't want to
Tim?
go. He wants to do a different action.
Yes. Compare.
To buy.
Yeah.
Yes. And for the record, Tim, you pronounce it comprar.
I cannot roll my R's yet.
Okay, forget the rolling the R's. If you see an A, because it ends with an A, you gotta make an A sound, like apple, not not comprar, comprar.
Comprar. Okay.
Good.
All right. That makes
See
sense.
that?
Okay.
Can you put that in the chat?
Yeah, it's really good. Helpful. Comprar.
Yep.
Okay. Comprar.
Here it goes. And notice I put a little break so you can kind of space yourself when you say it. Comprar.
Comprar. Okay. Comprar. Okay. Can I say one more sentence that I have? It's a short one. Tango, cinco, hijos.
Very good sentence. Yeah, good work.
I have Chico, so girl, or no, boy.
Do you think it's one boy or multiple? Say that word again.
Tango, cinco, hijos.
Okay, well, he's mixing you up because one word is plural, one word is not plural. And why don't you gamble, Kelly? Do you think he has...
H-I-J-O-S.
Do not tell her in English. Do not tell her in English.
No.
She needs to understand it.
H-I-J-O-S is a word.
Well, because it's plural a-holes, like I say there's multiple.
So, Tim, you're right, Kelly. So,
Yeah.
Tim, when you say they're small, you said chicos, right? Small?
Cinco.
Okay, if Chico is one, so if you only have one child, the description word... have multiple
C-I-N-C-O. C-I-N-C-O.
Okay, so if you have multiple kids, your description words that address them also needs to be multiple. I'll say that again.
So just
Okay.
add an S, right?
Yeah. In Spanish, description words, let's say pretty, long, big, or small. Those are descriptions, right? Description words in Spanish don't have just one version. You actually get 4 versions. Single female, single male, multiple females, multiple males only, or mixed company. So kids is plural, right? So whatever you say about your kids, they're big, they're small, they're whatever, you're gonna have to use. Chico is one kid, chicos is multiple small kids. Okay? Chico. You know what? Just like you see like if you buy clothes in Mexico, you see the label. If it says small, it says Chico, right? Because you only have one shirt.
I'm confused because what I meant to say is I have 5 children.
Okay, no problem.
And
Your kids are small or big?
I didn't know that mattered. Okay, yeah, they're adults actually, but yes.
Wait, they're adults? You just told us you have 5 you have like young kids.
Yeah,
What is-
so what do I
what's going
say?
on?
How do I say that? I guess is my question.
Okay.
I have
Wait,
5
listen.
children who are adults.
Listen, my client today insisted calling his wife, whom I know and met. He refers to her as my husband. So I think he's still good.
Sometimes in America that works, but yeah. Okay, all right.
Okay, so, okay, I know I misspelled the word small.
Yeah,
So I'll fix it. Okay. Tell us in English, what do you have? How many, and are they young or small?
Okay, I have 5 children that are all adults.
Okay. Okay, so that's perfect. Kelly, do you have children?
Sí,
Awesome.
Dos.
¿Cuántos?
dos.
Dos. Okay, Keith, ¿tú
No.
tienes hijos?
No.
Okay.
You got easy.
No, all my girlfriends have kids. I guess they're
All my
kids.
girlfriends.
Oh my girlfriends.
That's plural.
I didn't mean to say it like that.
Keith, you big player, you.
Not quite. Not quite. Consecutively. Consecutively.
Consecutively.
So
Okay.
notice we've just used one of the circles. Notice how Keith says, I have kids,
Hmm.
and he used tengo. I asked Kelly, do you have kids? And I said, ¿tienes hijos?
Sí, dos.
Right. Can you hear the difference between tengo and tienes?
Mhm.
You can hear
Four.
one ends with an O, one ends with an
Yeah,
S. That's
yeah.
what I want you to
Yeah.
aim for.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
I'm looking for the circle.
Awesome.
That's all I'm looking for. Okay, Tienes. Okay. All right.
Okay, good. So let's start with Tim. He's got multiple kids, right? Like it's not one, it's multiple. Next question, Keith. Your kids, are they all females, all males, or mixed company?
Tiene no chicos.
I know, I'm sorry. I should have said Tim. That's my
Okay.
bad. My bad.
They are 4 girls and 1 boy.
Okay, so that's mixed company, right? 4 girls, 1 boy, mixed company.
Mhm.
Let me go at it. Let me start from a different direction so you can see where I'm going with this.
Okay.
You all know the word taco, right?
Yes.
Right? And then you have cerveza, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And if you have more than one with your friends, you're gonna have cervezas.
See.
Cervezas y tacos.
Okay, well, taco is one. You all know that taco means one taco, but tacos means plural tacos. Agreed?
Right.
Awesome. Beer is the same thing. 1 beer, multiple beers. Now, look what happens when you want to have a cold beer. Anybody knows the word for cold?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Keith, I'm thinking you know how to order cold beer. Go for it.
Yellow. That's ice beer.
That's right. That's ice. But how do you say cold?
Oh,
Cold.
Fria.
Yes, frio, cold. Very good.
Frio.
So is it Frio for masculine and Fria for?
I'm getting to this. I'm getting to
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Okay. When you talk about the weather, it's cold outside. It's cold today. The weather happens to be masculine object in Spanish.
Hmm.
In Spanish, every single thing under the sun is either masculine or feminine. We're always going to make mistakes for the first few years because it's impossible to remember 400,000 words. So never mind that. The weather, FYI, frio. Now, beer, cerveza, is a feminine object.
Okay.
So a cold beer, the word cold in this instance, this is a description word describing the beer, and the beer is feminine, and it's a one
Fria.
single feminine thing.
Fria.
So cerveza fria.
Mm. It comes after.
Yeah, the description word typically comes after the thing you describe.
Cerveza fria.
Now, how about you guys pretend you're my waiter, and me and Kelly are having lunch, and I say, queremos, if you want, 2 cervezas frías.
I want those beers cold.
I just made my single beer. I made it multiple beers. And I also made the description word multiple.
Can you say it one more time,
Frías.
Jeanette?
2 cervezas frías.
Mm. See.
2 beers cold. 2 cold.
Uh-huh.
Coldest.
No, it just means in English you would ask me 2 cold beers, please, right?
Yeah.
And the word cold is the same if it's 3 beers, 1 beer, 15 kids that are cold, right? Like you just say the word cold and that's it. But in Spanish, no. You have to use the feminine version of one single cold thing, masculine version of cold if it's one single masculine taco that happens to be cold, or 5 plural mixed company kids that are cold. I'll type it into the screen so you get a visual. Frio, fria, frios, frias. All those 4 words equal cold in Spanish.
You probably said this, Jeanette, but if like cervasis is feminine, so then the description word fria is feminine because it follows the feminine. Did you say that, or am I making that
Yeah,
up?
I did.
Yeah.
No problem. Look at the screen. Like,
Yes, that's why
scroll
I'm
up to
asking.
the cold beer.
Yeah,
One cold beer. I use the description word fria because to the Mexican brain, it singles one single feminine cold object. For the 2 beers, I use the description word fria, sorry, frias,
yes.
because I gotta say 2 cold beers. Like the cold becomes plural description word cold. Agreed?
Yeah.
Right.
I'll give you another example. Tacos. A taco is a masculine thing. So if your taco happens to be cold, which nobody likes, right? You're gonna like wave out the waiter and give him back your plate and say, hey waiter, mi taco es frío. Notice how the frío now ends with an O instead of an A? Okay, how about if I order 3 tacos? I have 3 tacos on my plate.
There's
My
tacos.
plural tacos are plurally cold.
Frios.
Frios, yeah.
And what was 2?
Dos.
Dos.
Tacos. Dos. No, tacos.
Dos tacos
Frios?
frios, yeah.
Dos. Okay. So, okay. Got it.
Okay. Next example. You guys like eat chips from a bag?
See.
You have like that company called Frito-Lay's.
You see.
Fritos. You know what
Yeah.
Fritos is, right?
Yes.
Fritos in Spanish is the word fried,
Plural.
and it's chips. It's not one chip. There's a whole bunch of them in the bag. So that's why they make the plural, fried chips.
But the chips are male, masculine.
But it's what?
Fritos is.
What was the question, Tim?
Are maybe I'm off track, but are the chips masculine?
Okay, good question. I'll answer. Look at us. Look at our pictures. We got 2 females and 2 males. How would you describe us? When you have a mixed company, meaning feminine and male, like your kids, you got 4 girls and a boy, right? That's mixed company. That's my way of saying it, right? It's
Yeah.
plural masculine plus feminine. Mixed company always uses the description words of plural males.
Okay.
Fritos.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah. So your kids, Tim, my kids are big. First of all, Chico is small, so your kids aren't small. They don't qualify anymore for that word. You're gonna say my kids are adults. And we use the term, mis hijos son grandes.
Mis. So
Grandes.
my children are old.
My kids or children, same word,
Uh-huh.
are big,
Big.
grown, adults, right? Like we just say grandes for kids.
So that means all that.
Yeah, it's just a phrase. You know, you guys use the word adults in English. We're just like, you could say adultos, that's fine.
Can
That's
you type
literally the word for
grandos-
adults.
Can you type the grandos in Spanish?
Yeah, adultos, Wait, I have a typo, I will fix it.
Adultos, okay.
Can you say the word adults in Spanish the way,
Adultos?
yeah, say that one more time.
Adultos?
Yeah. Now, how would you say this one adult word? I hope I spelled adult right. Let me know if I didn't.
Adulto.
Okay, Kelly,
Oh,
pretend you have, sorry, ask your question.
Adult is ADULT in English. It's okay. We know
Wait,
what you meant.
okay, thank you, because it's, do you know how hard it is to think and speak in 2 languages simultaneously and then type it?
But plus, you know 4 languages, right?
Yeah, but let's not mention, yesterday I had a conversation with Russian people. My Russian
Wow.
is super rusty because I barely use it. And I was trying to tell him something. Oh my God, my Spanish came up and I was getting stuck. And I just finally said it in Spanish.
Yeah.
And we all
That's
laughed
good to
because
know.
he's,
That's good. I want to learn Russian next.
oh my God, you
I
have
just
no
want to
idea.
learn Spanish.
Do свидания.
That's Vidania.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so now, Kelly, pretend you have 2 adult daughters.
See?
Could you say the sentence off the screen, please?
Oh, wait, I do, because that was one of my, is it Hia?
Iha. Iha.
Hiha.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so hang on just a second, let me go back. Dos, oh, you have it. Hias adultas. And they're both feminine because I'm describing my adult daughters.
Exactly. Exactly.
Sorry, I didn't realize you had it on the screen.
No, it's fine. So now look at the screen. You got 3 different terminations for the word adult, depending if it's 1 kid, 1 girl, or multiple or plural female kids. Do you see where I'm going here?
Where did those words just go? Did you take them off or did they?
No, you got to click on your chat because on
Chat,
your
that's what I
iPad
thought.
it
Okay, yeah,
flashes and then you
yeah.
keep back to the video of us. You
Okay.
open
Yeah.
the chat, our
Yeah.
faces disappear, but you see everything
Yeah.
on right.
I got it. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so Kelly, can you please say the words for kids, por favor?
Hayo?
Hijo.
Hijo.
Yeah.
Hang on just a second. Hijo. Okay. Hijo. He ha. He has. Hijos.
Perfect, you said it right. Say that one more time, please.
Hijo. Hija. Hijo. Oh, he. Sorry, I'm reading what you have individually, but then it's not the same as what you have up above. But hijo, hija, hijos, hijas.
Perfect. I'll also fix the up above. And we're gonna keep the same cascading order every time I'm gonna teach that subject, or we're gonna hit upon a description word. I'm always gonna teach it at the same order. 1 single male first, 1 single female second, multiple males or mixed company, single females only.
Oh, single females. Okay. Hijas.
Now, funny enough, the word grande, big or adult, the word grande doesn't get those endings. Like grande is the same for either single male, single female, but grandes or grandas is the description words for plural.
So I be grandas for my children, for my hijos.
Okay, your hijos are mixed company. How would you describe them? Which word?
Hijos.
Yeah, and the big description word?
Grande? No.
N-
No. Oh yeah, adultos. No?
No. No problem. Let's go over adult, big or small, which is also adult or young, right?
Uh-huh.
Grande is big, right?
Yeah.
Big or adult.
Hijos.
So adult. So grande is the same word for single female, single feminine. Yes, grandas. So pick the right one for your mix company.
Grandes. No.
Very
that's-
good.
oh,
Yes,
that's-
yes,
okay.
yes,
okay.
yes.
So okay, then grandas it would be single plural, single female.
Plural females.
I'm sorry, plural. Oh, plural females. Yes, I'm sorry. Okay.
Makes sense because look at my cascade in order, and like that's what needs. One of the secrets I use, behind the scenes secrets that we use here, we give you a visual, and the visual is like always the same. So it's always single male, single female, plural males, mixed company, plural females. So you don't have to think. You like see it and boom, with practice. Like obviously not the next lesson, but
How come there's grande twice?
because it's an anomaly.
Oh, okay, okay.
Most of the description words do get full versions. The word grande for some reason doesn't, and it's a
Got it.
very common word, so it's an anomaly.
So, but he ho, he ha is, or he ho, he ha. Okay, got it. Okay, all right.
But then when
Okay.
it comes plural, it does change. I'm seeing that.
Right.
Yeah, it does change for sure. And that brings us to our next subject, which is very, very important. The male, female endings in Spanish. So here's the thing. You do not have to stress yourselves out. Did I say it right? Did I not say it right? What is the right word? Because it's easy to get lost in our head when you have multiple options for everything. I don't want you to worry about that. I want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay? Learn to trust your gut feeling. It will eventually bring you there. But the biggest payout from learning this subject is for you to understand more of what you're hearing. So when people talk to you, you'll be able to understand more. Look at this text that just put on the screen. And I'm going to put some examples that we just went over.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see how it goes. So judging by this information, do you think taco is masculine or feminine object?
Masculine.
Good. And do you see how when you talk about kids, it becomes a matter of which one to choose?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Great. Now, how about this word?
Feminine.
Feminine, yeah.
Is it masculine or feminine?
Feminine.
Feminine.
Good. Very good. How about this word?
Feminine.
Male. Or masculine.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Okay. Okay, who knows the word for a dog?
Perro.
Perdo.
No, Tim, you said it wrong. Keith, you say it?
Perro.
Awesome. What do you need to change to indicate that it's a female dog?
Para.
Perfect. And how do you say multiple dogs?
Perros.
Very good. I'll type it in so you can see it. Okay, do you know the word for pretty or beautiful?
Mm.
Bonita.
Bonita. Okay, if you see a little girl or a beautiful house, you say, how do you say a beautiful house?
Bonita or casa bonita.
Very good.
Correct.
Now, now you see a little boy. And it's like, oh, what a cute kid. How do you say a beautiful little boy or little baby?
He-ho.
Call him a Chico, right? A Chico.
Yeah.
What was the question?
A beautiful kid or a beautiful little boy, right?
Benito, Chico Benito.
Yes.
Oh,
Really? Okay.
wow.
Yeah, because he's a Chico, he's a male, so you gotta make bonita.
Bonito.
His mom is gonna frown at you if you tell her your kid is really feminine and beautiful.
So the description comes at the end always.
Yeah, but that's not important. You can put it any way you feel good, because that's one of those areas we so commonly make mistakes.
So Benito
On-
Chico would be fairly acceptable.
Yeah, it's acceptable. It's like nobody
Okay.
cares if you make that mistake. It's the most commonly made mistake in Spanish, so like nobody cares.
Oh, so you got Nino. Nino was a little boy.
Chico is good, but Nino is a bit more formal. Like, you know, because you're still a foreigner here and you're a visitor and you don't like know a lot of people, so you kind of want to be formal. Nino is a really good way.
Okay, Nino.
Yeah. Okay, so you see the rule that I put, scroll up, and there's a rule that says if the word ends with an A, it's a female object.
Mhm.
I'll actually forward you the note. Like, you don't, it's good that you're writing, like, because it really helps anchor the information. So definitely write down things. I'm also going to put the content of this note is what you see on the screen. So you can like download it, print it, file it, so you have access to it. Okay, Kelly, what else do you have? Like, what do you have? Actually, kids, males, females, what?
Mix. So boy and a girl. So Nino, right? And
Yeah, very good.
well then daughter, I had to because earlier I had sentences too. Tengo una hijo.
Okay, that's great. Now, let's go over the difference between Nino and hijo, okay? Nino is or Nina, let me just actually type the whole sequence of boys, girls, etc. Those words, Nino, Nina, those we use exclusively for kids under adolescence. If your kid is like 13, 14, that word doesn't work for him anymore. Okay?
So that would be,
Next,
okay,
sorry.
sorry.
No, go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. I was gonna say that would be Chico then and Chica.
Well, Chico and Nino, Chico means small.
Okay.
Here's the thing, Chico, although it's like everybody knows that word from the 80s, it's not an official in the dictionary description word for kid.
Okay.
Like if you really look at a dictionary, Chico isn't a kid. It's just like slang for like small one.
Nino or Nina then. Okay.
Right? The proper word is Nino for kid.
Nino.
Kids, right? That's the word. Or boy, girl, right? Because a lot of times, if you like ask a dog owner, you know, you're walking around, you see a cute dog, you say hello. And a lot of the times the Mexican owner will say, oh, es niño, es niña, right? They won't say it's feminine, femenino or masculino. They don't use those terms. They say niño, niña.
Nino, Nina.
So yeah, it's the words for kids, young kids, or just, you know, feminine, masculine. Trust me, when you're in the moment, you will get it. Like that makes a perfect sense.
By the way, and maybe you guys know this, but I don't. With the Spanish accents in the typing there, is there a special keyboard when you're on your iPhone and that you download?
You can download, but the only problem with the Mexico keyboard, like if you buy a computer in Mexico, the keyboard, like the numbers, the symbols, everything is in a different order.
Okay. Okay.
So I wouldn't recommend you because it's gonna mess up your workflow. What I do, like I actually have a sticky note on my desktop where I keep that word. It's called Enya.
Okay.
It's another subject we're gonna go over. So you can type in Nino without it, especially because you don't write business emails here. You're not working in Mexico.
Uh-huh.
You're not really emailing anybody, so it doesn't matter to you. And when you speak, people don't really see those signals anyway flying out of your mouth. So you can write down Nino and everybody's fine with it.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
Good question, Tim. I was thinking the same thing. Do I need a special keyboard?
Kelly, do you use a special
No.
keyboard or no?
No.
Okay, yeah, good. Okay.
Okay, so when your kids are adolescents, like 13 and upwards, this is where you can start using the word hijos,
Okay.
because hijos literally means like sons or daughters, as in my offsprings. So that is like really a lot of locals, like they will refer to their kids as hijos,
Can you write
even
that?
when like the kid, sorry, say what?
Will you write that, Judith?
Yeah.
Writing it down right now.
Okay.
Okay.
So a lot of locals, they would refer to their kids as hijo or hija. And if you don't know the person and you don't know the child, like just by saying this word, you can't tell if it's a 5-year-old, a 25-year-old, a baby, or what. It's just like a neutral term for kids or children. And then if you're really interested, you can develop a conversation like, how old is he? And da 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 da. But when you hear the word niño, niña, it's exclusively like young.
Got it.
Okay? And I'd recommend don't use chico or chica, because just stick to niño, niña. It's a bit more official. You come off more polite and proper.
Nino, Nina, hijo, hija, and then hijo adulto.
Yeah. Well, you have plural, so make
Yeah,
them
but
all
yeah, but
plural,
I'm just
please.
saying one boy, adult boy. Okay, hijo.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uno, hijo, adulto. I'll type it in.
adulto,
Adulto. An adult child.
adulto.
Child. Or son. Okay, so Kelly, tus hijos son adultos o niños?
I guess adultos, but they're teenagers.
Let's all learn the word for teenagers. It's really similar to the English word. Adolescentes.
Adolescentes.
Adolescent. Oh, okay. I've seen this.
Oh.
Adolescent.
Adolescence.
Yeah.
Very good, Keith.
See.
I know everybody says teenagers in the States these days,
Yes.
but that's like the word we use in Spanish.
Adolescentes. Teenagers. What was the sentence you said to Kelly before that they had her interpret about her children, I think?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, which brings us to the next question, to the next thing. I just taught you how every description word needs to synchronize with the gender and the number of the things it describes. Well, then it's a long train of elements where you say the words is or are. My beer is cold. My tacos are cold. Right? Like, because I just made are and is, right? Then you intuitively know is a singular and are is always plural. We have the same words in Spanish as well. So I was asking Kelly, tus hijos, your kids. I'm also typing it in.
Uh-huh. Tus, I didn't know that. Yeah, tus.
Yeah, because it's an adolescent. I'm going to teach you 4 versions for the word yours and 4 versions for the word his and all this stuff. Yeah. I'm trying not to scare you too much in the first lesson.
You are.
It's okay. It's actually very helpful. Like, it is easy to make mistakes and mess the stuff up for the first year, which is normal. Nobody's mad at you. What it does add to your life is the benefit of when you hear one of those words, you will understand a lot faster the sentence. Because if you hear a lot of plural words, then you know the person is talking about something plural. And if you hear a lot of feminine words, then that person is talking about, you know, if it's a male guy, but you hear a lot of feminine things, so he's probably talking about a family member, a friend, or a feminine object. It's one of those ways that you're going to understand a lot more instead of like translating word by word in your head.
Mm.
That makes sense?
Mhm.
Okay, so your kids, tus hijos.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and let's cover something else really quick. Tu hijo, tu hija, tus hijos, tus hijas.
Oh boy.
So your boy, your girl, your boys, your girl,
No, what's two?
Yeah. Single male, single boy, single girl, plural boys, plural girls.
and when you have mixed, tell me again. When you have
Mixed
a boy,
company is always the plural males. Hijos. Now, notice the word your
Yeah, I was wondering.
has 4 versions in Spanish. Tu and tus. Both of those words are the word for your. But if I'm talking about your one husband, I'll say tu esposo. If I want to get you in trouble, I'll say tus esposos. Yeah,
talking about
Tim, if you got
Keith
the boys. If you want to get
Peter's
into
got the
trouble about your
multiple-
girlfriends,
Oh, thanks.
So
Keith-
Throw me under the
Keith is
bus.
Two's girlfriend, like, or whatever.
Just throw
You
me
said
under the
it
bus.
earlier.
Yes,
I'm just bringing it back.
yes.
Just throwing me under the bus.
I
I'm just
witnessed
giving you a
it,
hard
Kelly.
time.
Wow.
But really, there's just two is your and tus is multiple your. There's just the two.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. There's only 2. Exactly. Very good.
If we make this mistake, is it fairly acceptable?
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, people laugh and it's no,
Yeah.
unless it's like some huge business deal, there's no consequences and it's a
Yeah.
great icebreaker.
Okay.
Like I said, like people constantly call their wife my husband, and like, I don't think that can get any worse for you than that.
So, by the way, so you recommend? Do you recommend that we review this chat video, or after
After,
lesson?
I mean, we've got the weekend coming, so you're gonna have like 3 days at least
Yeah.
of
Uh-huh.
Spanish. Yeah, by the end of the 3rd day, if this becomes fuzzy, like if it clicked for you, great. But if you become a little fuzzy in the next few days, download the lesson, listen to it again. For sure.
So you recommend we go through the chat, right? The
I'll tell you what I recommend. Every Friday, right? Like, or every Friday, go to this chat, download the 2 lessons we had that week.
Okay.
And then, title them, right? Because it's only going to download as a date. So you want to title it like this one, we can title male, female, or kids, or whatever you want to call it, right? Title it, save it to like a designated folder, Spanish lessons, right? That way you have it saved. Yes, a lot of my clients review the past lessons and they say it helps them enormously. If you want to listen to the lesson while you're walking, taking a walk or whatever, you could do that. You don't have to review the chat.
Okay.
But the chat is here. When you need it, you can go back and review it anytime.
Okay, so Kelly and Keith, so are you on a laptop?
I'm on
Right now.
And
Go
then
ahead.
and then you can save them you can store them in your laptop, correct? I'm on an iPad, I can't do that, so I need to get on a laptop probably.
Yeah, you have an issue with your cloud. Like, firstly, the iPad, your memory is going to get filled up really quick.
Yeah.
that's
Okay. Yeah.
What
okay.
I do recommend, you can probably, buy a larger storage package with the iPhone cloud, whatever you use, the Apple cloud. I don't know how much it's going to cost you, if it's going to make sense for you financially. No idea. Go ask the Apple store.
Got it. Okay. I just use my
There
laptop.
is another issue with iPad, like Apple puts you behind the firewall. So if you want to download from Skype into your cloud, they kind of make it hard for you. I recommend you go to an Apple store, tell them you want to download files from Skype, and what is the best way to go about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
It could be like buying an external drive or paying for storage or whatever, but just ask the Apple store people.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So Kelly, you were asking a really good question. Your and yours. Those words are tu and tus. Okay. So now I'm going to type in the sentence I asked Kelly. Now you can identify every word in that sentence except one. I'll teach you this one right now. But do you see how everything aligns towards being multiple objects and people and things? Grandes? Does that make sense? Like, do you see how it like really aligns? Awesome. The word son is one of those words for R.
Oh.
Tim, no sign. Like, you knew you're not going to learn everything in 2.5 hours. So like,
I just trying to comprehend it all. Okay.
Okay. You all have a handout that is titled M is in R. And I'm going to put it right now on the screen so you actually see what I'm talking about. This one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I want you to like take your finger, trace back to the one that says they are, and tell me those two words out loud.
Son están.
Say that one more time.
Son están.
Están. It ends with an A-N, están.
Sí.
Awesome. Okay, so now you know why I chose the word son, right? It's okay, you don't have to remember it after today. We're gonna have like a whole 2 hours on this subject because it's kind of a large subject. You can see you got 2 words there. But just to give you a tidbit to jumpstart your journey, here's the word for R. So I'll ask Kelly again. Now let's see, train your ear to hear me. Kelly, ¿tus hijos son grandes?
Sí. Dos.
Now, can you tell me their ages?
Sí. I can't go that high. Sorry. I only know to like 10.
Okay, very good. Good to know. No worries. Okay. So, we're gonna leave the M's and R words for later. Okay. But would you like to practice a little more about maybe a whole list of useful description words?
See.
Okay. So we've learned the word cold. You know what? I would suggest actually flip to a new page on your notebook. If you bought a notebook to like, take notes on, get a notebook, flip to a new page, title it description words. I'm gonna give you a whole list you can use.
So Keith and Kelly, are you putting blank pages in your notebook where you write notes down of each session?
No, I have a separate notepad.
Separate notepad, okay.
So I have a separate notepad, but then I have a notebook and I've kind of tabbed like the circle pages is
Yes.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then like my notes from last week, I put them in as a tab. So it's a tab kind of at the end.
I was thinking about doing the same thing as tab of each session, something like that. Yeah, okay. All right, okay.
You could, I mean, you can tab each session. It's gonna fill up really quick because all those things tie in. I mean, I would kind of suggest like buy a designated notebook with like, you see how this one comes with all the separating thingies? So you can top the notebook and the notebook would be like large enough so you can like do different things. It's gonna fill up really quick. You can reprint, you can handwrite notes on your printouts, no problem. A notebook is kind of more details. I don't want you to have little, a bunch of pages, loose pages flying around. That's bad.
Yeah.
Any other system that works for you is good. That make sense?
Yeah. So you're saying a notebook should have like tabs in it, like each section?
A notebook is, you can tab each section.
Either way,
a lot of them will interchange. Like whatever we can separate, we'll separate. But ultimately, to make 2, 3, 4, 5 sentence conversation, you're gonna glue all of that stuff together, so they will all
understand.
intersect.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
That's helpful. Okay.
All right, so the word for cold.
Yeah.
Okay, give me description words. What are the stuff you use the most in your everyday life? Like cold is obviously one of them. What do you do? Expensive, far away, pretty, skinny. What do you people talk about?
Well, opposite caliente, hot.
Uh-huh.
Okay, caliente is hot.
Rainy, cloudy, sunny.
Okay, Kelly, would you like to try to convert the word caliente to the other 3 options?
So caliente, since it ends with an E, I would guess it's feminine.
Caliente is gonna be, caliente is like grande. The singles only get 1 word.
I see.
Try to do the plurals.
You gave me a hint. So then calientes, calientas.
Perfect. Okay, tell me hot tacos.
Tacos caliente.
No, your tacos are plural, so make the caliente plural as well.
Oh,
Tacos calientos.
caliente.
Caliente. Okay, great. Now I'm your server. Call me to your table and hand me your beers, saying my beers are hot. Tell me hot beers.
Beers, plural beers? Okay.
Caliente, or I'm sorry, cervezas calientes.
Calientes and calientas seem so similar that it's really frequently people just say calientes and don't even think about it twice. So you guys can get off the hook. You just use caliente, calientes. You're good to go. Okay? I'm actually going to remove the 3rd option from caliente just to make your life simpler. There you go. Okay, give me more description words.
Happy, sad. No.
Okay, happy. Anybody has an idea how to say happy? Notice what happened with happy. This word also has.
Felicia, sure.
Yeah, it ends with an E. And so it also only gets like 2 options.
So is every descriptive word masculine or feminine?
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes,
Okay.
and plus every single object under the sun, every single word in Spanish is either male or female. The air you breathe, the ground, the wall, the house, the door, the tile, the anything.
And ending in S is always female.
Not always. It's a really good rule of thumb. Like, this is life. Like, you can't put a blanket statement and say always, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, 90% of the time, it is a really good rule of thumb. I will teach you right now, because it's a really good question. I'll teach you 2 exceptions.
Okay.
Dia, they, that's masculine, even though it ends with an A. Masculine. Okay. Let's say a long day. Dia largo.
Ah, Largo. Okay.
Largo, just like Key Largo in Florida.
Uh-huh.
Literally, the long key. So dia is masculine, even though it ends with an A. And noche is feminine, even though it ends with an E. So, a cold night, how would you say that?
Noche frío.
There you go.
What was it?
And
Noche frío.
frío. Noche frío. Fría, frío. There is a thing with the cold night. There is an issue there where somehow 100, 200 years ago, yeah, by the book, grammar, it was feminine. What happens in real life, people just ignored it altogether. Everybody says frío. Especially if you live in Baja, in a small town, like a fisherman village. These people, like, a lot of them dropped off school at 13. They never went to college. Like, it's not exactly the King's Spanish. So
Right.
you're going to at some point imitate the people that you speak with. So here's what they say.
Noche
Yeah.
frío.
But noche is really feminine. So when you say pretty much a lot of other things about the night, and besides frío, that would be feminine description. Never mind now. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. It's just some crazy rabbit hole. We don't want to fall through it.
So, by the way, this is Noche Buena, which is the night is beautiful.
Good night.
This is actually 2 things. Number 1, there's a really good beer brand. It's called Noche Buena.
Uh-huh.
They only sell it around Christmas.
Okay.
It's dark. It's really, really good. And Noche Buena is the night, I think, either before Christmas or it's Christmas night. When the kings went to visit the baby with the star.
Yeah. Okay.
I know there's a Christian term to it, but this is the Spanish term to it.
So why is Buena Vista then?
Buena Vista. Oh, that's really good. Yeah. Buena Vista. Vista is sight, just like Chula Vista in San Diego.
Okay.
Vista is sight. Look at the word. It ends with an A. So would you gamble on what?
Yeah, right. Okay.
I actually had a typo. I'll fix my typo. Buena Vista is a good view, a good sight.
Right.
And the word sight is feminine. So the buena is also feminine.
Ah.
Then what about good night?
Okay. We use the plural version of night. We always say buenas noches.
Noches yet, Buenas noches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a really good question. We'll cover that right now. Okay. This is where Spanish is a little bit different than English, so the logic is different. Notice we say buen dia. It's either buenos dias or have a good day, right? But day, it's actually plural hours. Like the morning, think about it. Morning is a whole bunch of hours. It's not just 1 hour. Same thing with night. Night is a collection of hours. That's why they make it plural. Buenas noches.
So it's really not plural nights, it's plural hours of the night.
Because the night section of the day is multiple hours.
Yes. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the logic. Same
Hey,
with
Keith,
buenas tardes.
Keith, I have a
Tardes is
recommendation
the
for you.
afternoon part of the day.
Keith,
Go
I have a
ahead.
Sorry, go
recommendation.
ahead.
The recommendation I have for you is to date Spanish-speaking women. I think you're gonna learn a lot faster.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
There you go.
And I'm saying that in a plural way.
And I'll color code them as well.
Good one.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, this is the reason we say buenas tardes, because I'm wishing you a good afternoon, and the afternoon section of the day is a whole bunch of hours.
Is there when people say buenos dias, buenas tardes, and buenas noches, do people use one more than the others? Like, is there a time of day that people usually say that and not?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, really good. Okay, dia is anytime from daybreak, like 5, 6 a.m., whenever the sun goes up over there, daybreak till noon. I'll type it in.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna say buenos dias to if you're like a runner, if you're fishing, like daybreak, all the way up to 12 noon.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias or buen dia.
Okay.
Okay. Noon is mediodía. Actually, I'll fix my typo. Mediodía.
You don't hear that very often, though, do you, Judette? Especially as beginners.
Beginners know, and no, like, because it's only like he'll be back at noon. I'll meet you here at noon. We open at noon.
Okay.
That's when you would use it. Mediodía.
Okay.
Right? Just like noon in English. Noon is 12 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
and 1 p.m. becomes afternoon.
Buenos tardes.
Make sense to you in English? Like in
Yes.
English, 1 p.m. is afternoon.
Yeah.
So just 12 p.m., that's noon, mediodía. Right?
Mediodía. Okay.
Okay. Afternoon is tardes. And that is from 1 p.m. to sunset.
Oh, sunset. Okay.
From 1 p.m. to sunset, because once the sun has set and it's already like purple and stuff, we're gonna start saying noches.
Huh. Okay.
Noches is night, and it's from sunset to sunrise. Actually, no, from sunset to midnight.
Sunset to midnight. Okay. And then it
And
comes.
then,
Yes.
like, if you have midnight, medianoche, medianoche, midnight. And then you have madrugada, which is that time from the wee hours of the morning, anything from 1 a.m. till sun goes up. So like unless you're like on a fishing trip or you're surfing or you're doing some activity in that time area, you're not gonna really need it.
Hey, apologies. My iPad's about to drop. I
Okay.
think it's out of power.
Oh, okay, got it. Do you have it on your phone? Can you switch to your phone maybe?
Yeah, I can switch.
Yeah. We only have like 10 minutes left anyway, so it's okay.
Okay. All right.
Gone.
Wow, we've covered so much today. Whew. Okay.
Okay. Anybody here is likes to go on fishing trips?
See.
See? Kelly, do you do like charters or you just use it for family and friends?
You're asking me?
No, Kelly.
Oh.
Kelly owns a boat, right? In the marina?
See?
So Do you use it commercially or just friends, family?
You know, commercially.
Oh, there you go. So yeah. So a lot of fishing trips, you want to leave like with daybreak or like just an hour before daybreak, right? So that's madrugada.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, let's freestyle. We got 10 minutes left. Ask me all your questions.
I've got questions, but I don't want to go. Let's wait because I don't want to go down another rabbit hole and open up another can of worms. But just so you know, it was with Usted or whatever when I
Usted.
was reading about it, and then you showed. I don't want to go. I don't think we should go down it right now.
Okay.
But then when
Okay.
you showed Jeanette, when you showed that one form with it had like the palm leaves on it, I saw it again. So then,
Got it.
but
Okay,
let's
no
wait.
problem.
Just know that I don't understand that.
We're gonna cover it within 5 minutes. How about that? And if it wasn't sufficient, we'll do it on Monday. How about that? Okay, look at the word, this word in English. This one word in English describes one single person or 5 people. Do you agree or disagree?
Yes, depending how you use it in the sentence, for sure.
Yeah, so I'll type it in. And I'm going to use you as an example. This is me asking Kelly and her kids if all 3 of them are hungry.
And
Right.
are you saying yo Kelly? Yo Kelly.
No. Oh, yikes. Yeah, sorry. Should have been you, Kelly. Okay. Okay, so this is to illustrate my point. The word you in English applies for 1 person or 3. Agreed? Spanish makes it a bit more simple, but then it becomes complicated on a different aspect. Here goes.
Mm-hmm. And twos, right?
Yeah. No. Tus is belongings. Mine. That's not the same thing.
Oh.
This is how we say you plural people.
Yeah, you all. You guys.
Yeah, I
Yep.
always say you all in my lessons because everybody gets an instant image.
Yep.
Yo.
What is TUS again?
Well, yeah, that's great. Tu is the word for you.
Yeah.
I, you, he, she, it. But tu or tus means your or yours.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and it's the same word technically, but you'll always be able to like understand by context, because by the time you use this word, you already know what we're talking about. Like you're in a conversation about some belonging or some errand you got to do. Like it is only confusing on the screen.
Okay.
Okay. So two plural people, you guys, you all, you're ustedes. Now, you also have a third person in Spanish, used to exist in ancient English and a bunch of other languages, where you address somebody in third person because it's super polite that way. You call them usted. Usted, one single formal person. And we're going to cover the instances. We're going to use usted in our next lesson. When you meet somebody in uniform, anybody who's in uniform, you call them usted. Anybody who's like a manager in some management position, bank, store manager, you call them usted. Anybody who's older than you, you meet an older person, the village elderly, your elderly landlord, anybody like this, call them usted because it's polite. Polite. call Usted to your landlord, the marina manager, and of course the captain of the harbor, elderly. Okay.
Judette, can you, you know how you spell out like, quiero, like you put key dash arrow, can you do that for this word?
Yeah, of course. Come up with suggestions for me to your English ears. Suggest to me a spelling for usted. Usted.
Probably just 00 or 000. I mean,
That'd be all right. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. 000 looks good.
Yeah.
Or
Usted.
triple O. Usted. Yeah.
Usted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usted. Yeah.
Got
Usted. Good. Okay. So one polite officer or landlord is usted. But two polite officers, your landlady and her husband, the harbor captain and his second in command, plural official people are ustedes.
So how do you use this in a sentence?
I would suggest, actually, the recommendation is not to use it at all,
Oh,
except if you like talking, like we're gonna do a lesson on that, when to use and when to not. For the time being, don't use it, because it kind of means you have to use a whole bunch of designated words, and that's too much information. But what I do want you to take away from this today, Keith, is two polite people or two official people, you would say ustedes.
Students.
Kind of like you guys, but official. Official. Okay? You all officials. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Okay. Questions?
no, I appreciate that. That helped.
Awesome. That was a lot. Today we covered a lot of ground, so feel proud of yourselves. That was
Okay, I got one more question. Sorry, and but it's just kind of from the material that you asked us to read through coming into
Go ahead.
today. Cueto, and where you talk about it's a question and a statement. Is it all about how you Cueto or Cueto? I can't think of a sentence right now, but
Yep. It's all about your intonation.
okay, good. That's what I was thinking, but I wanted to confirm that.
Perfect. No, ask all your questions. Like, ask me all your questions. No problem. All the time, always. Any more
Plus
questions?
The questions help me too, so I'll ask away.
Okay. Thanks, Keith, because I feel bad. I don't want to
No,
confuse
don't.
or.
They're all good questions.
Yep.
Yeah, if you sit in here and pain and you're not asking questions, are you
Me.
really learning? I'll kick your butts. Don't do that.
Kelly, how long have you been speaking, learning Spanish?
So my kids can speak it pretty well. Like they're our translators. My husband can speak it kind of broken. So I'm the weakest link, which is why I'm here, because I am constantly like paralyzed or trying to turn to them to get information conveyed. And so anyway, I would say I'm pretty beginner. I really, I've been around it enough that I can pick up some things, but, or when, just like when you guys, Caliente or whatever, we hear it and we're like, oh yeah, I've heard that before.
Right.
But, so I'm really beginner with you guys. I really am. But when Judette is speaking, I can pick some things up just because I've heard it. I've been around it.
That's going to help you a lot later on, because the more you learn, you'll be able to piece it together
Huh?
And so now you like it's like a 2-lane highway. One lane is you understanding, but the other lane is you speaking. And if this is the weaker lane, we're gonna like reinforce it. So now you can speak and think the same speed. That makes
If-
sense? Like that's the vision, right? That's the goal we're working towards.
I have a question for you. If I have friends who are Spanish speakers, and if I ask them to text me in Spanish instead of English, and if I didn't understand what they said, and I looked it up and translate and read it, is that helping me learn it?
No, because you don't retain that information.
Got it. Okay, that's okay. That's what I was wondering.
Your brain, you look at it once. Tell me something you looked at once 3 weeks ago.
Right.
A brain recycles that memory cell, so you don't keep it. So
Unless you write it down or something.
like Kelly, like how many times has Kelly heard a certain word? And then sometimes when she wants to speak it, she forgot. But then
Yeah.
5 hours later, it's like, oh my God, I remember what I wanted. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's helpful. Thank you.
Okay, so instructions for the weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't get overwhelmed. If you feel this was enough, don't do anything until Monday. That's fine.
I love that.
I highly recommend to download the 2 lessons we had. Create a designated folder on your desktop titled Spanish lesson, save it there. Lesson 1, lesson 2, that ought to give you a clue. If you want to practice writing some sentences with everything we've learned and you've downloaded, go ahead, give it a try. Other than that, I'll see you on Monday.
Is it, yeah, Monday. Okay. Perfect. And I have some homework. I have to go to the Apple store. Okay.
That's a wrap.
Thank you
Gracias.
guys.
Muchas gracias.
See you later.
Thank you,
Bye.
Bob.
Gracias.
Bye.